I guess nothing. Since I was born, the only thing I could see was darkness. I think I'm blind. What is it like to be able to see? So, I decided to learn Braille. I could see the world through these dots. A fake world. Before I go to sleep, I pray to be able to see. One day, I was lying down on the grass. I was looking at the sky. I could see a dot, a white dot. It was dazzling, and I opened my eyes. So I finally realized the world we see, the family we see, your lover, your kid, everything we see can be seen, not because of our eyes, but because of the light that gives us our sight.
Two roads diverged in a yellow wood, and sorry I could not travel both, and be one traveler long I stood, and looked down one as far as I could, to where it bent in the undergrowth. Then took the other as just as fair, and having perhaps the better claim, because it was grassy and wanted wear, though as for that the passing there had worn them really about the same. And both that morning equally lay, and leaves no step had trodden black. Oh, I marked the first for another day, yet knowing how way leads on to way, I doubted if I should ever come back. I shall be telling this with a sigh, somewhere ages and ages hence, two roads diverged in a wood, and I took the one less traveled by, and that has made all the difference.
If you close your eyes and you're really lucky, you may see a pool of lovely pale colors. If you squeeze them tighter, the pool will take on different shapes, and the colors will become brighter, so bright that in a moment they'll go on fire. And in that moment, just before they do, you will see Neverland.
Indifference has two aspects: the undifferentiated abyss, the black nothingness, the indeterminate animal in which everything is dissolved, but also the white nothingness, the once more calm surface upon which float unconnected determinations, like scattered members. A head without a neck, an arm without a shoulder, eyes without brows. The indeterminate is completely indifferent. but such floating determinations are no less indifferent to each other. Is difference intermediate between these two extremes? Or is it not rather the only extreme, the only moment of presence and precision?
To give life, you must take life. And as our grief falls flat and hollow upon the billion-bloodied sea, I pass upon serious, inward-breaking shoals, rimmed with white-legged, white-bellied, rotting creatures, lengthily dead and rioting against surrounding scenes. Dear child, I only did to you sparrow did to you. I am old when it is fashionable to be young. I cry when it is fashionable to laugh. I hated you when it would have taken less courage to love.
Mother, mother, there's far too many of you crying. Brother, brother, there's far too many of you dying. You know we've got to find a way to bring some love in here today. Father, Father, we don't need to escalate. You see, war is not the answer. For only love can conquer hate. You know we've got to find a way to bring some love in here today.
Two roads diverged in a yellow wood, and sorry I could not travel both. And be one traveler long I stood, and looked down one as far as I could, to where it bent in the undergrowth, then took the other as just as fair, and having perhaps the better claim, because it was grassy and wanted wear. Yet knowing how way leads on to way, I doubted if I should ever come back. I shall be telling this with a sigh. Somewhere ages and ages hence, two roads diverged in a wood, and I took the one less traveled by, and that has made all the difference.
I opened my eyes and I looked up at the rain, and it dripped in my head and flowed into my brain. And all that I hear as I lie in my bed is the slishy slosh of the rain in my head. I step very softly, I walk very slow. I can't do a handstand, I might overflow. So pardon the wild crazy thing I just said. I'm just not the same since there's rain in my head.
Did the corn we planted outgrow us by autumn, then fall, stalk by gold gray stalk? Can we say that it has stayed summer, and they are swaying with our scent upon each papery leaf? May I imagine that it is still July, and they are high in the sun, and so we are still alive there? There is an abandoned walnut orchard, there is a halo over the hill at dawn, there is a water pump in the field, and there are 744 hours in July. They are all ours. And it got cold at night, but your back pushed warmth through me like a silvery tree in a dry riverbed.
And now, up next is the amazing... I'm not like them, but I can pretend. The sun is gone, but I have a light. The day is done, I'm having fun. I think I'm dumb, or maybe just happy. I think I'm just happy. Oh. My heart is broke, but I have some glue. Help me inhale and mend it with you. We'll float around and hang out on clouds. Then we'll come down and have a hangover. Oh. And have a hangover. No. Sit in the sun, fall asleep, wish away, soul is cheap. Lesson learned. Wish me luck. Soothe the burn. Wake me up. Oh, it's matchy.
All around me are familiar faces, worn out places, worn out faces, bright and early for their daily races, going nowhere. Their tears are filling up their glasses, no expression. I hide my head, I want to drown my sorrow, no tomorrow. And I find it kind of funny. I find it kind of sad. The dreams in which I'm dying are the best I've ever had. I find it hard to tell you. I find it hard to take. When people run in circles, it's a very, very mad world.
I'm sick and tired of people always living on the B-list. They're waiting to be famous and wondering why they do this. I know I'm not the one who is habitually optimistic, but I'm the one who's got the microphone here, so just remember this. Life is about love, last minutes and lost evenings, about fire in our bellies, and about furtive little feelings, and the aching amplitudes that set our needles all a-flickering, and help us with remembering that the only thing that's left to do is live.
Silence filled on awful wreckage of a girl. It feeds on loneliness and create a void. Gray shadow haunted and torment and torture. A teenager is stricken and destroyed. There's no sound of laughter or happiness here. The little one has thrown in the towel today. Somber, melancholy mood decay the soul. It is futile to hope and dream and pray. Emptiness built on home in this woman, in this girl, this child where Hallow have bred. A deepening sea of nowhereness consumed and eats away at every connecting thread. Confusion feels like a savage insider, living nothing considered worthy remains, destined to walk through life less ordinary, alone, exile, different, and disdain.
That is no country for old men, the young in one another's arms, birds in the trees, those dying generations at their song. The salmon falls, the mackerel crowded seas, fish, flesh, or fowl, commend all summer long. Whatever is begotten, born and dies, caught in that sensual music all neglect, monuments of unaging intellect.
An aged man is but a paltry thing, a tattered coat upon a stick, unless soul clap its hands and sing, and louder sing, for every tatter in its mortal dress. Nor is there singing school but studying, monuments of its own magnificence, and therefore I have sailed the seas and come to the holy city of Byzantium.
We had a bad encounter on first day, while all turns out fine. You're hot like summer, and I am cool like autumn. Together, we make winter warm. You're the reason I believe friends can be better counted on. You make me believe friends are better listeners. You know my pride and delight, and cool me from showing it. You know my embarrassing moment, but let nobody know it.
Oh, long green stretch of campus. Oh, quiet songs at dusk. Oh, moon that kissed the steeple and flooded the perfumed nights. Oh, bugle that called in the morning. Oh, drum that marched us militarily at noon. What was real? What solid? What more than a pleasant time-killing dream? For how could it have been real if now I am invisible.